Often said this on the show, but I find this odd, because when you look at the two ex-royals, the Sussexes, Harry and Meghan, whatever you want to call them, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they spoke at length, didn't they, about the toxicity of social media and how terrible it was and all that sort of stuff. And I understand partly what they're saying, as someone who lives partly of his life on social media, whether it be YouTube and stuff, some of the comments are terrible. But, you have to have very thick skin to drive over that. Doesn't particularly bother me. I just see these people as keyboard warriors with nothing else to do. You get the picture. But what's interesting is, in this world that we live in, you have to now look at these situations and say, this is the way that many people communicate, whether it be a business, a new venture, or indeed a very big message from the government or something like that. They know people have the power in their phones. So you can understand why Prince Harry decided to do this. As ever, let me explain. Right, today, yes, not bad, thank you. Isn't it beautiful green here behind me? I love listening to the birds and stuff like that. They seem happy, don't they? Nothing to worry about apart from their next meal, maybe building a nest and finding a nice branch to sit on all day. It's not a bad life, is it, when you think about it. By the way, I'm glad you enjoyed the Rebel Princess, Princess Margaret, the Beatles and all of that. Fascinating stories that are all there to be found, to be discovered. And obviously for a new generation. I've been lucky enough to work with Sir Paul McCartney on a couple of occasions. Lovely man, very down to earth, as was his late wife, Linda McCartney. I really liked her. A nice lady, just a genuinely happy soul who enjoyed things that were going around her in life. Of course, some people might say her legacy is the vegetarian stuff. I thought it was quite nice in the beginning, but it's like everything. Becomes a bit tasteless, doesn't it? Yeah, I know. Let's not go there. We'll get told off. Yes. Back as ever to your royal story of the day. Yes, this, as the kids say, dropped. Hate that expression, don't you? It was released. It's not dropped, And this was, of course, a video put out by the Invictus Games showing, of course, the recent 10-year celebration and of course the service at St Paul's Cathedral, which a lot of people have pointed out no senior members of the British monarchy attended for obvious reasons, given the fact that they were still battling cancers and stuff like that. But what this is really interesting is of course it's a focus on Prince Harry with of course some family members on the other side, the Spencer side, showing those in a very positive light. Why has he released it now? Well, let me tell you this 100%. This video was given final, full and editorial approval by none other than Archewell. That is, of course, Harry and Meghan. And in particular, Meghan allegedly had the very final say over the shots, the smiles, the length, everything regarding this video, whatever Invictus say. Now, what's interesting here is, you might say, well, how much does he have that power? Well, it's his imagery and it's him that they're using to sell the brand with, even now, after all of that. What's interesting also when you think about it is that they chose, as I say, social media to drop this video, to release it, to launch it, whatever, to show that Harry's still very much in command, very much part of the Invictus family. And moving forward, he and Meghan plan to remain like that for many, many years to come. Apparently this is their passion project. Yes, well, yes. What could you say to that? But of course, this is also to alleviate any fears that Harry and her want to walk away from this after, of course, a lot of negative publicity. 10 years down the line, of course, it still remains something of a success, but Harry at the helm isn't necessarily the pivotal thing. As we now know, his Heart of Invictus documentary, streamed on Netflix, pulled in very, very few viewers. So while they may put this out, waving flags saying it's wonderful, the bottom line is this is a very short video showing something very special. Could you sustain an audience of that for an hour? And that's now the problem as they move forward to film the next Heart of Invictus. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.